Hi everyone, welcome to WETO Tutorials. In today's video, I'll show you how to create a roof in WETO VisKon based on a predefined floor plan. In VisKon, there are several ways to start designing a roof. You can import a DWG, PDF or even an IFC file as a base to work on manually. Alternatively, you can use the roof wizard for automatic roof generation. If you're interested in that method, check out the tutorial linked in the description below. Today, however, we'll be working manually using a DWG floor plan. We'll go through the fundamental steps of roof generation, and I'll share some practical tips to help you work more efficiently and accurately. Before we start, let's open the floor plan. In VisKon, it's very important that the imported DWG file is clean and not overloaded with unnecessary elements. Ideally, you should delete dimension lines and room stamps before importing, because this makes it much easier to work with the drawing inside VisKon. When importing a DWG, the software recognizes every single line as individual elements, and for this reason, it's also recommended to avoid importing furniture or any additional details that are not essential to the building outline. As you can see, I've already cleaned up most of these elements in this drawing, but I intentionally left a few hatches. Later in the video, I'll show you exactly why. Next, let's import our floor plan into VisKon. We start by creating a new project, and it's important to let the software generate the base foundation slab. And we'll later adjust this slab so that it fits perfectly with the building's contour. After the project is created, we generate the 3D view. We close the project information window, and the very first step is to go to the File menu in the upper left corner of the screen. Hover over the Import option and click on DXF/DWG. Locate the floor plan you want to import and select it. If you don't see the DWG, keep in mind that you also have to select the DWG file extension down in this drop-down menu. So now I can select my floor plan, and I'm clicking on Open. We should wait for the program to initialize the drawing. This may take a few seconds. And after that, a window will appear. Here we need to choose the correct units used in DWG. In our case, it's centimeters. Select each layer you want to import. You can check and uncheck these boxes, and also enable the option to import these layers as structures. This is essential if we want to be able to turn these layers on and off later. Oh, and don't forget to import text as a 3D text. And perhaps most importantly, we need to choose a reference length in the DWG. In this case, I know that this wall is 25 centimeters thick. And if this is the true length, then we have the correct resizing factor. If the measured length is different from the actual value, simply type the correct length into the factor length field and press the calculate scale factor button. And this will change this value. With that done, everything should be set and we can move on. Nice. We have imported the DWG. Our next step is to modify the base slab. It's possible that our project doesn't include the concrete slab by default, but it's a very useful element for roof creation. So first, let's move the slab and align it to one corner of the building. Okay, and then using the edit polygon command, we'll add edges to the slab. From the top menu, select the Move Edge Portion option. Choose the edge you want to modify, like this one, and specify the new width and length for that side. So this vertex and this one. A point isn't a vertex, should be the edge extended, yes. And now I'm gonna drag it all the way to the other side. And click. 725 centimeters in plus, that's okay. Next, with the Move Edge command, pull this edge out further, basically extending the slab in that direction. I'll do this again with this side. And finally, let's extend this slab over the terrace area as well. Great. Now we can start creating the roof. Let's head over to the roof menu and take a quick look at our options. The first two options are the roof wizard and the profile editor. We'll skip these for now because we want to draw our roof manually. However, the next four commands are ones we'll use a lot. The dual opposite pitches, or simple gable roof. The next one is the gable, or verge, which is basically the roof's end. A single pitch is the next one. And finally, the T-gable roof, which is a perpendicular dual pitch. And yes, with these tools, we can fully customize our roof. There is also a fifth option called Generate Roof above the polygon, which is a semi-automatic roof drawing method. I'll quickly demonstrate this feature to explain the logic behind roof generation, and then we'll recreate the same roof entirely manually. So, let's take a look at how we can automatically generate a roof based on an existing polygon. All we need to do is click the command and select the concrete slab. And once a red outline appears around the slab, we can click on it. A window will pop up where the program detects the slab's contour and automatically places single pitches on their places. From here, you can modify these sections to dual opposite pitches where it's possible. You can't change every single pitch to dual pitches, obviously, but for example, if you select these two, you can change them to be a gable roof. However, when building the roof manually, we won't only use single pitch sections. The principle is to use dual pitch wherever possible and try to align opposite sides even if they are not equal length. So in our case, these are two sides where we can use the dual pitch. Of course, it's not equal. The one is longer than the other, but it's not a problem. We still need to use the dual pitches. And of course, you can use multiple dual pitch sections as needed. And after placing the dual pitch sections, connect the remaining edges with single pitch or gable sections, depending on the desired roof shape, like here or here. These can remain single pitches or gables. It's important to ensure that all reference lines are connected and that the contour is closed everywhere. Now, let's see all of this in practice. As I can see, we can pair these two sides together, these two longer ones, and these two sides as well. We'll apply a dual pitch roof to one pair and a T-gable to the other. On the remaining sides, here and here, we'll keep the single pitch, and here we'll add a gable. So let's start with the dual pitch sections. We activate the command, select the points option, and define the two edges with 5 clicks. We'll start here. We'll draw the side with a line. That's 2 clicks. The third click should be on the other side. And the fourth and fifth click will define this side of the roof. Okay. Now we already have a gable roof. Now we do the same for the other dual pitch section here, but this time we use the T-gable command because this is gonna be perpendicular to the main roof. So T-gable. This time we can use the 2 edges method. This is one edge, this is another. And here we have our T-gable. For the single pitch sides, we also define the edges using the points option. So single pitch, points. Let's start on this side. And we pull the arrow towards the building center to indicate the slope direction. This is gonna be another single pitch. This one also. This is our last single pitch. And finally, we finish the row by creating a roof end or a simple gable. Here we can use the one edge option. If everything went well, you should end up with a fully assembled roof. If not, like in our case right here, use the reference line editor to create corners at every junction point, and this ensures that no mistakes were made when selecting points. In our case, we have 2 lines that do not form a corner, So let's fix that. And suddenly everything fixes itself. But let's check the other corners as well. So all these should be connected. Okay. This one and this one too. Here and here we won't generate corners because it's a perpendicular gable to the main roof, so we should leave it as is. The only thing to pay attention for is to have the arrows reach the longer blue arrow. And to make point selection easier, you can temporarily hide certain structures. This is where the layer management I mentioned at the beginning becomes very helpful. By clicking this icon, or this one here, you can quickly find and toggle off unwanted elements, like these ones, for example. Hit apply, and now we have a much clearer vision. As a final step, let's make some adjustments to our roof because in its current state it doesn't look quite right. We'll start by modifying the main dual pitch section, and using the profile editor, click on the roof plane and navigate to the purlin plate tab. Here we'll set the purlin height to 0 and press tab. We'll apply these settings to the opposite side as well. Next, move to the middle purlin tab and simply remove these elements. Transfer to the other side. Finally, remove the color beams. After that, transfer the settings to all other roof planes using the Transfer Multiple button. Select every plane until they turn green, then hit the Transfer button and confirm with OK. OK again. Now we can see the changes on the main roof as well on the other sides. Next, quickly assign the hip and valley rafters. Then let the program automatically distribute the common rafters. If you're not satisfied with the roof angle or any other parameter, simply go back into the profile editor, adjust the settings, transfer the new parameters to all the other pitches, and you're done. Okay, let's take a quick detour. If you don't have a DWG file handy, you can follow the exact same steps to import a PDF floor plan. There's really not much difference between the two. VisKon imports the PDF the same way as DWG. So every line is treated as a separate entity. The scaling window is also exactly the same, as you can see immediately. And once you set the scale and the units and everything important, like the resizing factor, right now we have to set it to 25 and calculate the scale factor. So once we set the scale, we should give it an offset from the origin, for example 2000 on the x-axis. Just press OK, and after a short wait, VisKon will load the floor plan for you. Okay, we have the floor plan right here. The only difference is that the PDF tends to retain more details, especially the hatches. So, this is the same as importing the DWG. And that wraps up our basic introduction to roof creation and WETO VisKon. I hope you found this tutorial helpful and that it gave you a clear understanding of how to work manually with floor plans and roof elements in the program. Thanks so much for watching, and if you have any questions or want to see specific topics covered, feel free to leave a comment below. See you next time.